Hey YouTube, I'm Sandra with the Complicated Art. I'm back again with another video. I just completed week two of animation basics at Animation Mentor, and for the first thing that we had to do is learn how to pose, and that's actually one of my favorite things to do. So we had to learn how to maybe exaggerate the pose, how to pose it in Maya, and at first it was pretty much a challenge, like as far as figuring out how the rig works, how how to figure out the rig, figure out all the nooks and crannies of how it works. So I had to play around with that a little bit, and then getting some feedback from my classmates. So I finally ended up with getting the rig, not the rig but the pose done, and I finished that. So that's the thing. And sketching the poses is one of my favorite things that I really like to do. It's always fun to express it. Always observe from life, which is one thing I do and I'll continue doing, and I look forward to doing more of these posing assignments. And I know that's going to be the very big factor in for this class, so I'm looking forward to that. And another thing, which is the most important thing in animation, of course, any basics, we also have the principles of animation. So the first one is squash and stretch, and what that means is let's say you have a ball, let's say it squishes, it'll stretch out, right? And then if it goes up, it stretches, but then the volume shrinks or adjusts. It doesn't grow in size. For example, you got anticipation. It's basically like an action before a movement. What it means is how you're going to anticipate what's going to happen next in the shot, for example. And then staging, presenting how the scene looks, what's happening in it, how is it set up, what's the lighting. Then number 4, we have straight ahead or pose to pose, depending on 2D or 3D animation. But in 3D, we probably use pose to pose, which is another thing I'm working on. So we get the poses and we figure out where does the character go from which pose to 1, 2, 3, 4, and etc. We have overlap, so what kind of actions are happening at the same thing, what's overlapping, are they happy, maybe in the background someone's punching. And then you got ease in, ease out, slow in, slow out. So you got your pace and slowing into the to the shot. You got arcs. And then there is a secondary action. Timing. I know they always emphasize that timing is also key to figure out how is it going to be, the shot's going to be timed. What's the flow of speed? And then my favorite is exaggeration. We got posing and appeal, so how things look, how they're presented. But I want to talk about exaggeration. Out of all the principles, I really enjoy exaggeration. Why? Because it's something I could push the boundaries on as an animator, as an artist, or as a character designer. I really just that's a favorite thing. I always love drawing exaggerated mouths. I see that always in anime or even Disney films. They would always they would be hit, or a lot of slapstick cartoons from the era, Tex Avery, Looney Tunes. So they really were good with all the squashing and stretching, exaggeration of flowing everything. So yeah, that's the favorite part, is to just draw maybe the eyes are big, or my favorite thing that I've been kind of obsessed with is drawing maybe a very muscular torso, and then chicken leg, very skinny legs. I know I always find that very interesting, or exaggerating a woman's hourglass, or just figuring out all playing around with different shapes, basically playing around with different shapes, maybe make the arms big or the neck longer. So it's always fun to play around with different shapes, and I look forward to expanding that on as well.